Hello to your faces. Welcome back. Now this video is something new to this channel. We are looking into unredacted footage and documents in relation to UFOs, unidentified flying objects, USOs, unidentified submersible objects, etc. The first video we are going to watch is a military satellite tracking a UFO flying in insane speeds over what looks like the surface of the ocean. It looks like the waves of the ocean in the background. When watching the video, the object is a white dot. Watch how it moves. The directions and speed are unlike anything we have seen. Let's watch the first video now. So that video was, the United States European Command submitted a report of an unidentified anomalous phenomenon to the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, consisting of 55 seconds of video footage from an infrared sensor aboard a U.S. military platform in 2022. AARO assesses, with high confidence, that the footage depicts the presence of a physical object. The object's morphological features, performance characteristics, and behaviors are unremarkable and do not warrant further analysis. AARO will continue to investigate this case should further information become available to enable a more conclusive attribution. This unresolved report contributes to AARO's historical and locational trend analyses. Pay attention. The object is a small white dot. The crosshair is trying to keep up with it. This is crazy. Video info. Date taken, the 1st of January 2022. Date posted, the 9th of December 2025, 11:27. Category, B-roll. Video ID, 989,428. Viren, 220101, DD03, 602617. File name, DOD_111,426,396. Length, 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 55 seconds. Location, U.S. Video analytics. Loaded plays ended 30,959, 40,192, 9,001. Downloads, 47. High-res. Downloads, 47. Public domain. This work, PR012, Unresolved UAP Report, Europe 2022, must comply with the restrictions shown on https://www.dvidshub.net/about/copyright.
Ugh, come on! Pull! Almost there! Stupid machine! Got it!
Next, we have a partially redacted file, which includes 25 pages. Those documents we will read together now. They read as follows. Page 1, Doc Ref ID, A3,603,141. Top Secret Umbra, Clean Copy Venona Reissue, T9.2, from New York to Moscow. No, 1657, B1, B318, USC 798, B35, OUSC 3024, I, B3, PL, 8636, the 27th of November, 1944. To Victor. Your number 5356. Information on Liberal's wife. Surname that of her husband. First name Ethel, 29 years old. Married 5 years. Finished secondary school. AFELLOWCOUNTRYMAN. Zemlyak wine since 1938. Sufficiently well developed politically. Knows about her husband's work and the row up METRIV and NILs. In view of delicate health does not work. Is characterized positively and as a devoted person. Number 922. Advise on the possibility of using, in our work, the engineer, MAZURIN, Vladimir N. He worked as deputy to the constructor of Plant 155. He graduated from MAI in 1936. Is now working at ARSENIJ's plant. 12 groups unrecovered. I request your decision on the question. Number 923, ANTON. Notes, comments, not available. Victor. Lieutenant General P.M. Fitton. Liberal. Julius Rosenberg. Ethel Rosenberg, née Greenglass. Zemlyak. Member of the Communist Party. METR, probably Joel Barr or Alfred. Sarant. NIL. Unidentified. Vladimir Nikolaevich Mazurin. My. I.E. Moskovskij, AVIATSIONNYJ Institute. Moscow Aviation Institute. Arseny. Andrei Ivanovich Shevchenko. Bell Aircraft Plant, Niagara Falls. N.Y. Anton. Leonid Romanovich, KVA Snikov. Top Secret Umbra. The 1st of May, 1975. Venona. Approved for release by NSA on March 13, 2025. FOIA case number 114,591.
Let's see how much milk this one really has. That's not where the milk comes from.
EFID A3,603,133. From New York to Moscow. No. 1340. Reissue T1362. B1. B318 USC 798. B35 OUSC 3024. I. B3 PL 86 to 36. Clean copy Monona. The 21st of September 1944. To Victor. Lately the development of new people % has been in progress. Liberal recommended the wife of his wife's brother, Ruth Greenglass, with a safe flat in view. She is 21 years old, a TOWNSWOMAN, Gorozhanka, a gymnast, physical Ternitsa, since 1942. She lives on Stanton Street. Liberal and his wife recommend her as an intelligent and clever girl. 15 groups unrecoverable, capeverable %, Ruth Green Fora. She learned that her husband, Vedbu Owe, called up by the army, but he was not sent to the front. He is a mechanical engineer and is now working at the enormous ENORMOZ plant in Santa Fe, New Mexico. 45 groups unrecoverable detain VOLOK, who is working in a plant on enormous. He is a FELLOWCOUNTRYMAN, Zemlyak. Yesterday he learned that they had dismissed him from his work. His active work in progressive organizations in the past was the cause of his dismissal. In the FELLOWCOUNTRYMAN line, Liberal is in touch with Chester. They meet once a month for the payment of dues. Chester is interested in whether we are satisfied with the collaboration and whether there are not any misunderstandings. He does not inquire about specific items of work, konkretnaya rabota. Inasmuch as Chester knows about the role of LIBERAL's group, we beg consent to ask C through Liberal about leads from among people who are working on enormous and in other technical fields. Your number 4256. On making further inquiries and checking on Lorin, we received from the FELLOWCOUNTRYMEN through Echo a character sketch which says that they do not entirely vouch for him. They base this statement on the fact that in the Federation, Lorin does not carry out all the orders received from the leadership. He is stubborn and self-willed. On the strength of this, we have decided to refrain from approaching Lorin and intend to find another candidate in FAECT, IFAK, KHIT. Number 751. The 20th of September. Maj, Top Secret Umbra Venona. Approved for release by NSA on March 13, 2025. FOIA case number 114,591. Doc Ref ID. A3,603,133. Top Secret Umbra Verona. Notes. Comments. Not available. Victor. Lieutenant General P.M. Fitton. Liberal. Julius Rosenberg. Gorozhanka. American citizen. Fizcool. TURNITSA. Probably a member of the Young Communist League. I.E. David Greenglass. VOLOK. ENORMOZ. Atomic Energy Project. Zemlyak. Member of the Communist Party. Chester. Communist Party name of Bernard Schuster. Lorin. Unidentified. Echo. I.E. Echo. Bernard Schuster. FAKHIT. Federation of Architects, Chemists, Engineers, and Technicians. See also New York's message number 911 of the 27th of June 1944. Mej. I.E. May. Stepan APRESYAN. B. 6. The 28th of April 1975 Venona.
According to my data, this is how humans initiate romance. Are you sure this pirate isn't just stealing her purse?
Doc Ref ID A2,441,811. Top Secret, Office of General Counsel. The 3rd of August, 1994. Suspense, the 17th of August, 94. Distribution, P05A redacted, A952 redacted, 222 redacted, M5J, Lou Benson, B3PL, 86 to 36. Subject, Venona documents, action memo. The enclosed draft decision memorandum is being sent to each of you simultaneously for comments. Michael Smith, Chief N51, and Vito Potenza, D/GC, have met to discuss this issue and recommend. If you have any questions, I can be reached at 9634057S. B. 3PL 86 to 36, redacted. B. 6, redacted. B. 5, redacted. ENCL A/S CCN 513, Claudia Collins and Rona Lerner and Linda Miller 58252. Appended documents contain codeword material. Top secret. Approved for release by NSA on March 13, 2025. FOIA case number 114591. Doc Ref for Secret Umbra. Draft. B1. B318. USC 798. B350 USC 3024 I. B3 PL 86 to 36 B5. Security Classification NSA Staff Processing Form. THEO D/DIR EXREG Control Number redacted. Through Exec Director. Subject FOIA Appeals for Venona. Documents. Decision Memo. Distribution. Redacted. Action. X. Approval. KCC Control Number. J983793. J967393. Information Summary. Purpose. U. To obtain a decision on how to respond to FOIA requests for Venona records. See tabs for background material. Background. TSE. Venona is a code name for the US-UK exploitation of encrypted KGB and GRU communications from the time period 1937 to 48. The Hoover Institution and the Institute for Policy Studies have appealed the denial of releasing the Venona documents. These requests are for all Venona files, including intercepted encoded messages and their decoded contents. N513's response admitted to the fact of U.S. intercept of Soviet encoded messages called Venona, but not to our ability to decode such material. In 1993, these records were removed from compartmentation. However, they still remain classified TSC. Initially, it appeared that N513's response should be upheld, but A952 indicates that there is segregable unclassified material in the agency's Venona records. TSC. A meeting was held with representatives from DDO, P05A, A952, Z09Z2, DDPN 513, Benson/Phillips, M5JE3, and OGC to assess redacted. Recommendation. U, OGC and N51 recommend B5. Office name and date. N51, Michael Smith, P05A redacted 1963 to 7044s. N952, redacted 9637820S. Z22, redacted 963-1978. M5J Lou Benson. Form A5796, FEB 941371 to 7300 C001-3233. B. 3PL 86 to 36. NSA CSSM 123 to 2 PHONE. Secure 963-4057s. Security classification date prepared. The 22nd of July, 1994/gap. Declassified on originating agency's top secret Umbra. Determination required.
I said to the ambassador, "That's not a probe, that's my communicator." And then his wife showed me her black hole.
Doc Ref ID A2,441,811. Draft. Top secret Umbra. United States Government Memorandum. Serial. Redacted. Date. Redacted. Reply to. General Counsel. ATTN of. FOIA Appeals for Venona Documents. Decision Memorandum. Subject. Redacted. 2. Deputy Director. 1. This memorandum requests a decision on how to proceed to process the FOIA appeal requests for all Venona files, including the intercepted encoded Soviet messages, together with their decoded contents. The options for handling FOIA requests for this information and our analysis of them are set out below. Michael Smith and I recommend Option A, redacted, B. 1. Option B, redacted, B318 USC 798, B350 USC 3024I. Option C, B3PL, 86 to 36, B5. Classified by NSA CSSM 123 to 2. Declassify on. Originating agency's determination required. Top secret Umbra. Draft. Optional form, no. 10. Reverend .1 to 80. GSAFPMR, 41 CFR, 101 to 11.6. 5010114. Computer facsimile. Doc Ref ID, A2,441,811. Received in G43ON, the 23rd of December 1992. Hoover Institution on War, Revolution and Peace. Stanford, California, 943056010. December 16, 1992. Director, National Security Agency/Center Security Service. ATTN, FOIA Office. Fort George G. Meade, Maryland, 207556000. Re. Freedom of Information Act request. Dear Sir, this is a request under the Freedom of Information Act. I request that a copy of the following documents for documents containing the following information be provided to me. All U.S. intercepted encoded Soviet messages, cables, and radio communications, together with their decoded contents. More specifically, 1. Those called marked Venona files, and 2. Those separately bearing U.S. security classified markings, Top Secret Dauntless, Top Secret Dinar, or Top Secret Galt, that originated during the period of 1936 to 1947. In order to help to determine my status to assess fees, you should know that I am affiliated with an educational institution, and this request is made for a scholarly purpose, and not for a commercial use. I request a waiver of all fees for this request. Disclosure of the requested information to me is in the public interest, because it is likely to contribute significantly to public understanding of the operations or activities of the government, and is not primarily in my commercial interest. Thank you for your consideration of this request. Sincerely, A.B. Arnold Beichman, Research Fellow. Doc Ref ID 42,441,911. IPS, Institute for Policy Study, 1601 Connecticut Avenue, Washington, District of Columbia, 20009. Phone, 2022-349-382. FAX, 202-3877915. Transnational Institute, Paulus Potterstraat 201071 Da. Amsterdam, the Netherlands, 011-312-066-26608. August 26, 1993. The 3rd of September 1993. 9673-93 SS. The Director, National Security Agency. ATTN, FOIA Office. Fort Meade, MD, 207556000. Dear Sir or Madam, pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, 5 U.S.C. 552, AESEKI, as amended, I hereby request copies of the intercepts of Soviet transmissions commonly referred to as Venona. I have attached photocopies of the relevant pages of publications where the intercepts have been described in detail. Wilderness of Mirrors, FBI KGB War, KGB The Inside Story. From the aforementioned public sources, it is clear that A. The Venona intercepts were derived from decrypting Soviet messages. B. The Venona secret and the techniques used in decrypting the messages were leaked to the Soviets in 1948 by William Weisband, and CKGB agent Kim Philby was able to warn Moscow of the important revelations derived from Venona, and thus the target country is now, and has been for many decades, well aware of the intercepts. As I am sure the NSA is aware, these publications describe in considerable detail the sources and methods used in intercepting Venona. Therefore, the existence of Venona, as well as the sources and methods of its collection, are already public knowledge. In addition, since the material itself is almost 5 decades old, and the Soviet regime no longer exists, I believe there should be little difficulty in releasing the contents of the messages. I ask that you disclose these documents as they become available to you without waiting until all the documents have been assembled. If the documents include classified information, and the volume of this material makes a lengthy declassification review necessary, I request the segregation and prompt release of all elements of the documents portion marked unclassified or printed on recycled paper. Declassified. Additionally, I request that the remaining classified portions undergo a careful review for the purpose of declassification, in whole or in part, and that you release to me all reasonably segregable non-exempt portions. As you know, an agency cannot rely simply on the markings of a document to deny its release. In order that a document be withheld under Exemption 1, it must be reviewed and found to be in fact properly classified pursuant to both procedural and substantive criteria found in the governing executive order. This, of course, requires an actual, substantive review of the materials and their classification markings, according to Executive Order 12356, Section 3.4 Mandatory Review for Declassification. Should you elect to invoke an exemption to the FOIA, I will require in your full or partial denial letter sufficient information to effectively appeal the denial. In accordance with the minimum requirements for administrative due process, this information should include a. The basic factual material including the originator, date, length, and location of the withheld intercepts, and b. Explanations and justifications for denial including the identification of the subsection of Executive Order 12356, under which the withheld document or portions of the document was found to be subject to classification, and, most importantly, explanations of how each exemption fits the withheld material. This request is being made on behalf of the Institute for Policy Studies, IPS. IPS is a public non-profit, tax-exempt policy research and education organization, which has sponsored research and publications for 30 years. Its federal tax identification number is 520788947. Its efforts aim at in-depth policy analysis and public education to promote more informed public debate, and the materials requested will benefit the general public by illuminating important events in contemporary history through articles and books. The Institute's research and publication activities clearly meet the requirements for a full fee waiver under the Freedom of Information Act. I, therefore, request that, pursuant to 5 U.S.C. Sect. 552A4A, you waive all search and reproduction fees. I further ask, in the event that fees are not waived, that you inform me of the specific basis for such a decision. As an alternative to being assessed copying fees, I would accept being granted access to the records which are responsive to my request so that I may review them without incurring duplication costs and may select those which I want copied. As you are aware, Section A3 of the FOIA requires agencies to make documents promptly available, and Section A4 permits recovery of only the direct costs. Therefore, your agency is required by law to make documents available for inspection, but may not require the purchase of copies of the documents. As this is a specific request for a discrete set of documents which have been identified to a great degree of particularity, I believe that you should be able to locate these without great difficulty. I consequently request that consideration be given to expediting processing of this request. If you have any questions, please call me at 202-234-6854 or the phone number listed above. I look forward to hearing from you within 10 working days, as the law stipulates. Very much for your assistance in this matter. Sincerely, Sanho Tree, Research Associate.
And then I said, beam me up, Scotty. I've seen bigger black holes than that.
You are terrible.
Doc Ref ID, A2,441,811. Serial, J983792. CC, redacted. M5, R. Benson, N51, N5131. Concur OGC, the 28th of April 93. B. 3PL. 86 to 36. B. 5. M/R. TS FOIA request from an educational institution for intercepted Soviet messages from 1936 to 1947 and the decodes of those messages. The requester further described such material as Venona files, bearing the classification top secret dauntless/dinar/galt. Linda Miller, N513, determined that fact of U.S. intercept of Soviet encoded messages, called Venona, cannot be protected. Our ability to decode such material, however, is considered top secret. We, therefore, deny the encoded messages pursuant to B1 and B3/all statutes, and we neither confirm nor deny the existence of the decoded material in accordance with B1 and B3/all statutes. The decodes provide information that would also be protected under B6, identities of KGB agents, but, because we cannot reveal our ability to decode the messages, we do not cite this exemption to the requester. Is because the collection of Venona material consists of 1379 SHIN boxes of raw traffic, 500 boxes of analytic material, and thousands of cryptanalytic worksheets, it was decided that only a sampling of the material would be forwarded to N513 for review. The sensitivity of the material precludes its release in its entirety. According or still studying it. Should additional information or documents be required on appeal, or in the case of litigation, the collection is held in the NSA Archives and Records Center. The POC for this material is Robert Benson in M5 9827872. Redacted the 26th of April 93. B. 3. PL 86 to 36. B. 6. B. 1. B. 318 USC 798. B. 350 USC 3024. I. B. 3. PL 86 to 36. Top Secret. Charity on Fighting Agencies Discrimination.
Looks like I raised the stakes a little too high, right? It's a full house now.
DocRef ID A2,441,811. Department of Defense. 101. National Security Agency. Central Security Service. Fort George G. Meade, Maryland. 20755-6000. Serial J983792. The 11th of May, 1993. Hoover Institution. ATTN. Arnold Beichman. Stanford, California. 943-056-010. Dear Mr. Beichman, this responds to your Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, request of the 16th of December 1992 for records related to U.S. intercepted encoded Soviet messages, together with their decoded contents. Such messages have been identified and reviewed by this agency as required by the FOIA and have been found to be currently and properly classified in accordance with Executive Order 12356. This information meets the criteria for classification as set forth in subparagraphs A2, A3, A4, and A8 of Section 1.3 and remains classified top secret as provided in Section 1.1 of Executive Order 12356. The documents are classified because their disclosure could reasonably be expected to cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security. Because the information is currently and properly classified, the messages are exempt from disclosure pursuant to the first exemption of the FOIA, 5 U.S.C. Section 552(b)(1). In addition, this agency is authorized by various statutes to protect certain information concerning its activities. We have determined that such information exists in this material. Accordingly, those portions are also exempt from disclosure pursuant to the third exemption of the FOIA, which provides for the withholding of information specifically protected from disclosure by statute. The specific statutes applicable in this case are Title 18 U.S. Code 798, Title 50 U.S. Code 403 D3, and Section 6, Public Law 86-36, 50 U.S. Code 402 Note. No portion of the information is reasonably segregable. Regarding your request for the decoded contents of these messages, we have determined that the fact of the existence or non-existence of decoded material is a currently and properly classified matter in accordance with Executive Order 12356. Thus, this portion of your request is denied pursuant to the first exemption of the FOIA, which provides that the FOIA does not apply to matters that are specifically authorized under criteria established by an executive order to be kept secret in the interest of national defense or foreign relations, and are in fact properly classified pursuant to such executive order. Portion of your request is also denied in accordance with the third exemption as described above. Since your request has been denied, you are hereby advised of this agency's appeal procedures. Any person denied access to information may, within 60 days after notification of the denial, file an appeal to the NSA-CSS, Freedom of Information Act Appeal Authority. The appeal shall be in writing addressed to the NSA-CSS FOIA Appeal Authority, National Security Agency, Fort George G. Meade, Maryland, 207556000. The appeal shall reference the initial denial of access and shall contain, in sufficient detail and particularity, the grounds upon which the requester believes release of the information is required. The NSA-CSS Appeal Authority will respond to the appeal within 20 working days after receipt. Sincerely, Linda I. Miller for Michael A. Smith. Revolving Light new from Proton, Spring Sale. To celebrate the start of spring, we've launched our very own spring sale, making it the perfect time to upgrade your digital security setup. For a limited time, you, my audience, can enjoy VPN Plus, 65% off, Mail Plus, 40% off, Pass Plus, 50% off. Drive Plus, 40% off. This is a great moment to highlight Proton's privacy and security as part of our spring refresh, whether that's securing accounts, cleaning up digital habits, or upgrading everyday tools. So buy Proton VPN now and use code CEEJAYREACTSMEDIA at checkout to get your spring refresh deal today. Now please share this so as many people as possible can hear these messages. See you next time. Stay safe, stay alert, and stay suspicious. Thank you, Proton VPN, for sponsoring this video.